New research from the University of Wisconsin confirms that salt brine is just as effective as traditional rock salt at clearing highways, but uses a fraction of the salt material. Study found that the brine applications reduce salt usage by 40 to 72% compared to dry rock salt. WisDOT says the liquid mixture that is of salt and water helps prevent snow and ice from bonding to the pavement in the first place. Officials say the switch is a win for taxpayers, noting that $1,000 worth of salt covers 70 miles as rock salt, but stretches to more than 175 miles when used as brine. All 72 counties in Wisconsin currently use brine to some degree to stretch their winter maintenance budgets.